We got to start with the Houston Dynamo tweet.
Put their hat in their hands, bro.
They gotta every MLS club has to. You know what's funny is that I think every MLS club has this tweet ready to go.
It's in the notes.
You got to do it at the beginning of the season because you never know when Messi might show up or not show up. So you have to give an explanation. So,
but here's the thing: it's like the internet's for everybody. It's not just MLS fans. So the whole world sees this tweet,
and that's what I said. I think we should be like China and block off the outside world. We don't need
Russia as well, bro. They got the right idea.
Why are we getting these opinions from the Europeans? We don't need that.
If you British, you cannot see MLS tweets, bro.
It's only going to cause problems for us.
You just don't understand our culture.
See, your opinions affect us domestically. We can't be dealing with all that.
We now have to answer for your stupid thoughts.
So the Houston Dynamo, you can pull it up, Carter. The Houston Dynamo put out this statement, and it goes on to say, it says, the Houston Dynamo are excited to host Inter Miami CF at Shell Energy Stadium on Sunday evening.
Is that the NFL stadium?
Shell, no, Shell Energy is...
that's the old BBVA.
I believe so, yeah. It's their stadium, yeah. The recently shared player status report for the match did not include forward Lionel Messi, but it has been reported he did not make the trip to Houston. Unfortunately, we have no control over who plays for our opponent. It goes on to say, we look forward to hosting everyone tomorrow for what will be an incredible atmosphere and celebration of soccer for the city of Houston. I think Miami celebrate a little bit more there.
A little bit.
To show our appreciation, fans who attend tomorrow night's match can claim a complimentary ticket to a future Dynamo match this season. Additional details will be provided early next week. 2
games without Messi, bro, for the price of 1. That's crazy.
You want an opportunity to not see Messi again?
Oh, man. Remember the last time you came and Messi wasn't here? How much fun that was?
We got a deal for you.
Oh, bro.
They should do.
I know you bought a ticket to see Messi, but how about we give you 2 with no Messi? Have you thought of that?
Right. So we've seen this before. Other teams have done this, but for some reason, this particular tweet,
I think it's the tone.
Made the rounds a little bit more.
The tone, the contrition that this club feels.
Maybe
it's also the having to admit to people who are buying tickets to your stadium that we're sorry the opponent couldn't make it.
Right.
I think that's what's hitting the vein of the internet.
I have to look at and find maybe the old statements, because I think the Whitecaps made a statement, and I think the Fire made a statement like this when he didn't play. But I think maybe Wyatt struck a chord. Anyway. I think the reason it struck a chord is because the line right there says, unfortunately, we have no control over who plays for our opponent.
That's what I'm saying. The contrition they feel, like the apology of, we're so sorry. You're not here to see us.
Yeah.
We're so sorry. The guy you
told
came to
Javier Mascherano, play the man.
Bro, a lot of tickets were sold to this game.
Yeah. And this is something where a lot of the commentary, especially from content creators in the UK, were like, MLS is an unserious league and blah blah blah, and that is partly true. And I'm not,
if we're grading serious as what happens in Europe, then
which some would argue is too serious.
Right. Like if I go to Red Star versus Partizan, it's gonna be a little different.
Right.
The energy might be a little different. The Houston Dynamo versus Inter Miami. You get me?
Exactly. Because if Red Star puts out an apology for the opposing team's player who didn't show up, that's it. They'd have
fires in the city.
There would be
riots, cars overturned.
Sporting direct admin, everybody's gone from Red Star.
You're not leaving your job. You have to leave the country.
So this is so I was a little bit bothered by some of the reactions, because there is a lack of context of like what we're dealing with in this country. Yes, when Messi's in Major League Soccer, Messi is in this league. He is it's a traveling road show, and forget about like football and history and culture. That's not what we got here. We're here. We're like, we need to sell these people $2 hot dogs to get into the stadium. 100%. We need anything, because the sport is not the predominant sport in this country. So people criticizing it like, oh, that the opposing team should never put out a statement like this.
Yeah. If you started when it was factory workers who work 7 days a week.
Correct.
We ain't got that, bro. The league is 29 years old. 29. It's going to take some time before there's like this deep-seated, like Massimo from Lindustry came to the 10th anniversary event last night.
Right.
And he was like, I thought this team had been around for 100 years. I'm like, why? What are you talking about? MLS is 29 years old. He didn't know. He was like, oh, I thought these teams have been here forever. So I was like, you think they've just been, mediocre for 100 years? The league wouldn't have survived.
But
that was NASL was different. He thought Pele played in MLS. I'm like, we got a lot to talk about. Also, his daughter's right here, by the way, if you want to meet her. I'm like, there's a lot going on, by the way. But to me, it's like what you're saying is, well, the way we do it, this must feel like what it's for British people when they saw Keith Lee eating their food.
Oh, sure.
Because food, clearly, you guys have only been doing for 29 years. To take a potato and to put beans and tuna on it. Come on. you didn't even brainstorm. You went with the first idea. You said, there's no dumb ideas. Someone's like, how about tuna and beans? Like, you know what? Wrap it up. We've got a cuisine. That's how it is when we talk about soccer.
Exactly.
It's brand new, bro. You guys just got taste buds. We just got soccer. Okay? It's going to take a while before you develop.
So, y'all need food academies. You got a lot to work on.
Enough with the tuna and beans on a potato, man. This is disgusting.
So,
I don't think you should eat the 3 of those in a day. Never mind in a meal.
It isn't to say, MLS deserves no criticism, but that was the weird. This is a weird statement to dunk on, because we understand Messi's not going to be here very long. You need to use him to the full ability, and to grow the game.
You gotta make your money back, bro.
Yeah, that's one thing. You gotta make your money back.
And also, when he was at PSG, let's stop acting like you didn't sell extra tickets at Lyon. Right. Well, maybe not Lyon. Lyon's like,
we bought two.
We bought
to go see Messi play.
We paid quite a bit of money for them. But like maybe not Lyon, but pick another Monaco. Monaco, right? Historically, people don't really care about the team as much because it's such a well-off city or whatever it is, like its own. So there's a bunch of diehard fans, a lot of empty seats. I bet you some more of those seats were filled when Messi played at PSG and PSG went there. I bet you the same thing happened at Barcelona when he went to, maybe it was, I don't know, they played against Espanyol, or they played against some other team that maybe doesn't always fill their stadium. Similar. Yeah. The difference is it's much more dramatic in the U.S. There's so many more people who know about it. There's so many more people in the Houston area that know who Messi is than know the Houston Dynamo are a thing. And yes, that sucked, and we're trying to build it. Yeah. But at some point, you got to market the thing. Michael Jordan comes to your town when he was playing basketball. You talked about Michael Jordan more than you talked about your bum-ass team.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a silly statement. And I think, I shout out to the homie Kiros, the photographer.
Yeah, of course.
Kiros, he does stuff for Club 11, and he had put out a video talking about this statement as well, and criticizing it, which I think I understand.
It deserves both understanding and criticism.
Exactly. And I think there was a statement he made that said, like, oh, I don't think MLS is using like the popularity of Messi to the correct way. And it's like, that is where I'll kind of push back. I'm like, what
more can
more can they do? What more can Messi do?
I got an idea. Do you want to hear it?
Go. Sure. Okay.
Do you remember the Pope Mobile?
Right? I heard of it. Yeah.
Now there's a bus, right? That takes the team. And then there's the Pope Mobile with Messi. But he got to go the scenic route. He got to cut through the downtown.
The Messi Mobile, yeah. Him and his security guard.
Yeah. His security guard's jogging next to it. It's good exercise for him. But he got to go through the downtown. He got to make stops.
Sure.
Maybe at like a school. There's kids that could make it to the game. The Messi, boom, boom, boom. You can bang on the glass all you want. I actually think it's a great idea.
It's the idea of children banging on the Messi Mobile.
Messi's doing the Pope wave. You want to market.
Right. It's like, again.
And stuck to the glass are tickets to the game.
And that's the thing.
Wait, no, this is actually great. It's like a little Post-it note tickets to the game.
The criticism of how Messi should be used to popularize American soccer or Major League Soccer, I understand. When people say like, oh, they're not using him the right way. Please, just like you did, you gave me an idea. Okay. You gave me some suggestion of how Messi should be used.
We're not going to sit here and talk about whether it was a good idea or not. I think it's great. You probably disagree.
I just want to hear the ideas.
Yeah, we got ideas.
Rather than the criticism of like, it's not going to happen overnight where instantly Messi's impact is going to, the league is just going to swell and blow up.
Yeah. Also, people aren't going to become 40-year diehard soccer fans all of a sudden.
I mean, we have to think about the kids that are like 8, 9 years old now who get to see Messi. And then in 10 years or even like 7, 8 years, there's going to be a kid, and please clip this, use this. Yeah. There's going to be a kid that says, hey, I became a professional player in an MLS or the next possible star. He's like, because I went to see Messi play
Houston Dynamo.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a Houston Dynamo fan. Right. I was a Messi fan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you gotta
stop being stupid, Europe.
Yeah, at least understand the context. That's all I'm saying. Next, so in the same game, we have to Inter Miami end up winning this game 4-1.
Yeah.
And there were a couple significant moments. One, Luis Suarez gets, I believe, 3 assists or 2 assists and a goal.
Absolute golazo.
But the goal he scored is pretty funny. And this is one of those goals where I'm watching this and I'm thinking, all right, look, and I think it was BWP in MLS Wrap Up that was like, he became that Luis Suarez has no business becoming the 10 and then running through three defenders. But this is something. Luis Suarez,
the man has no knees.
No knees. He's 38 years old. And I'm watching this. And I'm like, who is this old man cutting up these players that are half his age? And it's one of the things that I'm like, if like playing in a basketball, when you play a basketball game and you play against like an older dude, Unk shows up.
Yeah, he got that Princeton offense type
move. Doing old man moves.
Yeah, like, no one ain't seen that in the league.
I don't know how to stop it because I've never seen it before. Yeah. This was before my time.
Skyhook.
And that's how I felt watching it. Like the Dynamo defenders have to be embarrassed. And again, incredible goal from Luis Suarez, taking nothing away from him. But he
dialed back the clock on that one. But the way the man walks to him from the bus, you don't think he could dial it back. So this is an embarrassment. You're defending, especially the athleticism associated with MLS players, right? They're like, oh, it's a very athletic league. It's very hard because everybody runs.
Yeah.
Blah blah. None of that was on display here whatsoever.
I think it was the first defender that like bought that shoulder.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Why are you?
He ain't got the skills to go. You went too far.
He's not faster than you. Why are you falling for? Just stay. And
you could have taken a baby step backwards, and he would have stayed in front of you.
Just really shocking that it got that. I mean, you understand maybe beating one defender, the second, the third, like put a bot. I mean, it's absurd. I mean, I want to see Luis Suarez score some goals. They can't be this easy.
No.
And because again because the shouts of like, what is this league? MLS defending.
Well, now I'm like, okay.
But it is one of those moments of like, this is, stand up for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't let them do this to you.
Yeah. There was also, I will say, I want to give Houston Dynamo, we've buried them a little bit, but we want to give them a shout out because they have a really cool thing for the fans that not every other stadium. Guess what? You get to play in a game if you're one of the fans.
Yeah, that is one. This was another moment in the game. I don't know what minute this happened in because I wasn't watching the game live.
Just a dude with a beer in his hand runs onto the pitch and legitimately starts playing the game. And you pointed this out. There's 2 security guards mere feet from the situation, but they were actively just watching the game, and they didn't realize until the guy tried a very drunken like Cruyff turn before they realized. Look at them, like they're not even paying attention. They look and they're like, "Oh my god, that's us. We're the ones responsible."
And there's still also a third security guard that has no interest in participating behind there. But I've never seen anything like this where the fan is this. He's asking you just saw he's asking for the ball.
Yeah, and he's by the way,
get me the ball. And then it looks like he's essentially trying to run out the clock, running the ball into the corner flag.
I think he has flip flops on too,
and he has short. Is it that warm in Houston already?
I think Houston is always warm. It's perpetually warm.
They get some cold.
No, I don't think so. They're wildly humid.
Okay.
I think those are flip flops, right?
Are those flip flops? I can't tell.
He's got a beer in his hand. He's also doing that thing of like trying to run and then realizes nobody's chasing him. So he's like, oh, maybe I'll get another kick on the ball. And then, of course, the camera cuts to Javier Mascherano having a good old time.
It's the funniest thing in the world. I mean, it's interesting because I wonder if Messi is playing in this game. There's probably more security. They have to hire more security guards. And
Messi's own security guard is probably there while this is happening.
Yeah, exactly. So it seems like they were like, oh, Messi's not here. Nothing's going to happen. But no, this gentleman said, hey, no, Messi's not here. I'm going to make my mark. But this is truly one of the most ridiculous things. What those security guards are doing for roughly 10 seconds before they notice that a person not wearing pink or orange is standing right on the pitch. Did they think he was a ref?
He's wearing all black.
He's wearing all black. Maybe.
He's holding a beer. There's no reason a ref would be holding a beer.
Should have been a giveaway.
Flip-flops and beer kind of gives it away.
Because if a ref is holding a beer and a whistle, then I'd be like, he might be the ref. He might be a drunk referee.
I will say, look, clearly he was drunk. I think the punishment is too much. You know what the punishment is? They gave him tickets to another Houston Dynamo game. It's
he gets a Nazi Messi again and be drunk.
And he has to go.
Okay. All right, let's move on now to Wilfried Zaha for making his Charlotte FC debut.
Well, I said on Morning Footy, this is a genius marketing move. This is the right type of MLS recruitment. Someone who's a big enough star that people will search his name out, but he's not so much a star that it feels like he's a gift to the league to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It feels like his signing with Charlotte was. It feels awkward, no? It feels like
there's something weird about it.
There's something weird about it in the sense of like players like this, and maybe it's the arrogance of English players. And I know he obviously, I believe born in England, but he plays for Ivory Coast.
I believe Ivory Coast. Yes.
But there's something to those types of players where you just think like, oh, they feel too good for this league. I mean, they still have the same. You know,
they think they're European stars.
MLS propaganda is that league is so beneath me. I shouldn't even consider it. And you know, he made a statement being at one of the press conferences, like I go where I want to go, I go where I feel comfortable. That people said the same thing when I went to the Turkish League and all this stuff. So
he spoke to Dean Smith. Dean Smith clearly had some type of relationship with him, and maybe both being Brits.
Right.
He felt like, I'll be in good hands.
And it shows that I think, you know, with a signing like this, like the coaches that MLS brings over are arguably more important than the players themselves.
We've said this on the show. There should be DP coaches.
Right, because Wilfried Zaha does not sign for this team if Dean Smith is not the coach. That's just obvious.
Like as much, Chris Armas, right? Like a name we all respect. He probably doesn't have the same reverence for what Chris Armas has been able to do, or maybe Jesse Marsh because he coached in Europe. But you need someone who he has some type of relationship with, someone he would feel comfortable.
Armas, just like Wilfried Zaha, coached at Manchester United, so it's not like he doesn't know anything. Maybe so
he was like Ted.
Terrible example, like this.
But you know what I mean.
But I know what you mean. Yeah. So he gets his in his debut. Congratulations! He also just had a baby girl.
Baby, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's why he didn't play in the opening in the first game against Portland, I believe it was.
Imagine in the future.
Or Vancouver, I don't remember.
Mateo Polanco and little baby Zaha get together.
Yes, that's what. I mean, right, thank you for planning out my future and his future.
I'm manifesting this for you, bro.
But so Wilfried Zaha gets a goal and an assist in this game. And the assist felt a little, it was
still two goal contributions in your first
but
match
the assist felt like he was trying to take a shot that just ended up landing at BL's feet. And
it all works. It all works in your favor. But I think the thing that, again, Europe is paying close attention to is how you celebrate man of the match, right? In Portland, they have their thing. They get the piece of wood, right? For every goal.
Or even in England, they usually get some like weird Bud Lights, weird like
or like
trophy.
The one guy get the chicken or something that one year.
There's a lot of weird ones.
Fish.
Usually some sort of
sponsor. Here it's called King of the Match, right? It's Queen City, right? There's a lot of royalty associated with
Regal,
the brand.
Regal stuff.
Yeah, something Regal. So you get to sit in a big throne. There's a smoke machine behind you, and you get to wear a crown. This is fun.
This is fun. This, the crown itself feels a little bit, your birthday at Burger King.
It's a little, but was it Hooters? They make you wear something and
I don't know.
You shake two hot dogs in your hand or something.
I've never been to Hooters, but
you've never been to a Hooters?
I've never been to a Hooters.
All right, well, we got to do that on this show, by the way.
Carter,
we're going to Hooters, dog.
I've never seen Hooters. What? I can't wait.
Oh, dude, when you see them, you're gonna be so happy. How'd you have this baby, bro? Through a hole in the sheet?
No, so yeah, it's a little cheesy. I mean, let's not not to poo poo Charlotte. It's
leaning into the American soccer.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like everybody sort of has their own thing and their culture.
This
and
feels
tradition.
like something an NFL executive said. It'd be cool, and then no one had the heart to tell him, no, this wouldn't be cool.
So, but it's just always, and this tends to happen when people, Europeans, kind of experience American sports culture, like really in depth.
Yeah, the Knicks have a t-shirt cannon.
Right. And it's just like, okay, what's going on here in America, right? And when you look at Zaha's face, and he's taking a photo, and he's just like, yeah. I mean,
what the hell's happening here?
It's like, oh man, there's my group chat is gonna be crazy as he's giving the thumbs up, but. No, we sort of expect more. I hope that he embraces it. I hope it becomes like a thing where, like, yeah, it's a little bit cheesy, but if the team is winning,
it's super cornball, but it is what it is. It's still fun at the end of the day.
Exactly.